Hey guys, it's Sunday afternoon, and I decided to kind of do a little video. I've done them from time to time on Facebook and done Facebook Live. Decided to get outside. It's a little bit fresher air outside. Inside, the lighting's not too good, and I am by any means capable of setting some stuff up yet without doing any research and educating myself. So I did step up a little bit and not use the camera or the microphone that's on my laptop. I use a microphone from Casey's podcast that she does, Two Girls and a Murder. You can follow her on Instagram, her Facebook. They are also on all the podcast areas, Apple Music, Spotify, etc. I think Google Music or Google Play, excuse me. They're on all of those brands. But most importantly, we're here to talk about like some of the things that happened over the weekend. Most importantly, 2020. It's January. It was the beginning of wrestling for me, and I'm involved in wrestling in a referee. That is my duties when I go to a wrestling show. And I'd like to talk about PCW Awakening, which is the show that I worked last night. I drew three great matches. Um, it was a great atmosphere when I walked in. I immediately felt like it was Florida Championship Wrestling from the WWE developmental days, which is the era right before they turn it into NXT. There's a lot of vibrant colors there, and I feel like it was an awesome opportunity for PCW to rebrand themselves and get away from like the black and white or from like these red colors and stuff like that, and really stand out and give a very big pop to their brand, to the atmosphere, to the ring. Everything about it last night was really good. Um, they had a new ring. It was a 20 by 20. They used real ropes. Unfortunately, they had an issue with the setup of the ring before the show started. They worked several hours trying to get the problem fixed, and to the point to where they were not capable of doing it. So this is the first time I ever worked a show as an official where they didn't have any ropes, and it was very interesting to be in 2020 in a 20 by 20 ring, and then be in a 20 by 20 ring that didn't have any ropes. So learning the boundaries and learning where to be, where not to be, and using the space wisely and remembering how much space I did have because I'm used to working in a 16 by 16 or an 18 by 18 ring, and so the workspace is a lot different. But then to not have ropes there to kind of keep me in, there was another element to the show, and it really changed everything up. There was five matches on the card for the evening, and out of those five matches, every single match was different. And I give props to everybody who was involved in that show. Um, I've been going around telling everybody that it was just a PCW was dealt a shitty end of the stick, and they turned that stick of shit to a popsicle. They sold the popsicle. The fans bought it. They understood everything that was going on. Dave, Henry Sugars, and Elliot were really good about going out and explaining to the fans that there were not going to be ropes tonight. There were going to be no rope breaks, and they came up with a little clever thing like right before they went on. It was something along the lines of like say no to rope, or nope to rope, kind of like the whole say no to dope kind of thing. And it was really funny. They had a little promo at the beginning of the show, and that was it was pretty cool. The big thing about that show, not only with not having ropes, but there's four guys from Palmetto Wrestling Academy had their debut. There's a lot of standouts with that. There's definitely something really awesome going on with Palmetto Wrestling Academy. Ethan Case is doing a phenomenal job of being the head trainer there, being able to bring in guys from different elements and helping the next generation of pro wrestling, evolve and understand the previous paths that it takes to get to the modern times of wrestling, and so he did really well with there. It's definitely a school that I would recommend and check out. In fact, there's a student in there right now that I recommended, and he's having a great time. And there's a lot of good things coming from Palmetto Wrestling Academy. The people at the show, there was a lot of people there. I mean, they did probably one of the bigger crowds that they've done in a long time, if not the biggest crowd. It was a great show. There was some great people there. There was guys that do. There's three or four different podcast guys there. Two of my favorites were there. Video blogger um, Redbeard Robert Truesdale was there from wrestling with Redbeard. Joe Brown from Suplex and Microphones. Those are two guys that I really, really appreciate and love to see at those shows, and supporting the independent wrestling, and supporting individuals, individual wrestlers, and then the big brands that are trying to make it in pro wrestling today. After the show was over with, I mean, the show was over at 8 o'clock, which is a phenomenal thing for a Saturday show, and the crowd was hot the whole time. They enjoyed it. I think that they understood, they respected the open and honesty that came from Palmetto and from the owners and from the representatives that started off the show, and it went off with a bang. And so hopefully the issues that happened prior to the show starting will be fixed over the next couple of days. And the next show that they will be having is February 15th. It's going to be in Rock Hill. It's the first time they ever ran in Rock Hill, and it's going to be called Emergence. So no matches really have been set for that quite yet. Imagine usually 2 weeks prior to the event is when they start releasing some of those matches, and then we'll see when we get to the venue what matches I draw, and what matches Miss Yo-Yo draws. So great official that's picking up some duties in different places, and doing a phenomenal job, and is a great just human being to be around and to have fun with during the shows and after the shows. And hopefully, over time, she'll grasp on to a lot of the experience that she's getting, and being able to apply it, because she's definitely an asset to a company, and an asset as a friend that I've gotten to know over the last year or so. Um, but I'm getting close to like 7 minutes, so it's like way too long of a video, because I think 10 minutes is too long and 5 minutes is about good, and I kind of didn't make it there. But so, like, looking forward towards my wrestling shows that I'll be coming up with is February 8th is going to be Viral Pro Wrestling in Thompson. This show's going to be Battle Lines. Their big main attraction for that show is going to be Team Legacy versus I think it's called the Unknown. I'm probably going to butcher that, and I feel really bad that I may have gotten that wrong. But I'm tired of redoing videos over and over again because I don't like the way I say things or whatnot. So it kind of give you a little bit more of a raw feel if I mess up. That's great. This is kind of my first video, and hopefully over time we'll kind of get a little bit better with it. You guys can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at the name of at Referee Wiggins. You can find me Chris Wiggins on Facebook. Guys, like, I'm gonna use the rest of this Sunday as a relaxed day. I got a couple of things I'm gonna do around the house. I'm gonna play with the kid. If you guys follow me on Facebook, you see that he had a little bit of an accident. I kind of cut his hand on a toy, and it's just a little cut, but he's 3 years old, so he just kind of a little dramatic. So it's like walking around. Oh, it's like it's broken, Daddy. Look, got boo boo, got boo boo. But it's a great thing. I'm gonna enjoy these 2 days off that I had. I got off work yesterday morning, did the show in Columbia, had a great time. Got to hang out with some amazing people. Got to see a lot of faces that I've been waiting to see for a while, and it's good to see some people making the best of 2020. And guys, have a great Sunday, and I'm going to enjoy the rest of my Sunday as well. And hopefully we'll get some good responses on this, and maybe it'll give me a little bit of extra motivation on top of the motivation that I'm going to apply to myself to kind of just put some information out there. And it's not always going to be about wrestling related stuff. It's going to be a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and we're going to try to not try to keep these videos a little bit shorter, and just kind of be quick to the point, have a little fun with it, and maybe if I keep them short, I can probably put out a little bit more content. So have a good Sunday, and don't forget, just enjoy yourself. Sit back, relax. All right, peace out, guys.